Hi, I'm Phil Doyle from Team Solutions, University of Auckland, and I'm here with Aaron Wilson from the Wolf Fisher Research Centre. Aaron is Secondary Literacy Project National Coordinator, and I know that you've been doing some work with math teachers, Aaron. So it's good to see you. Hi. I know you've been working with math teachers, and so I'm really here for some advice. We're dealing with the realigned standards, and there's some math teachers have got some issues with the tasks and the way we assess them. So, but my first question is, why should we worry about reading and writing in mathematics?
Yeah, and I think it is. I think it is a challenging aspect of mathematics teaching to have to think about all the reading and writing demands. Over the last few decades, I guess, the reading and writing demands of maths seem to have got more and more difficult. That's certainly what mathematics teaches. Whether we like it or not, mathematics is really language rich. I think it's inevitable, and I think there's very good reasons why tasks have got more and more focused. So, in a way, whether we'd prefer it to be something else, that's a question that we can't control. Reality is, kids have to be able to read and write, particularly in mathematics, to achieve in mathematics. And so I think, well, we just have to help the kids cope with it.
So a common sort of question statement I get from teachers is, well, that's true. There is literacy demands a task, but can't the English teacher just do that? I mean,
yeah, it'd be nice, I guess. I was an English teacher, and I can say that a lot of the teaching that I did wouldn't have helped kids in mathematics very much at all.
So you're saying that if maths teachers don't do it, no one will?
To an extent. One thing I found really useful is this model by Shanahan and Shanahan, and it's a triangle.
Triangle. We'll put that up on the screen.
Okay, good. I just thought I'd use a shape that's familiar to mathematics teachers. The way that they conceive the development of literacy is as a triangle that's divided into three parts. The widest part, the base at the bottom, is the generic literacy skills. So that's things like learning how to decode, your alphabet recognition, making sounds from the squiggles on the page, that kind of reading.
Mm-hmm.
That's broadest because any type of reading in maths or any other subject is going to encompass those skills. As kids go up though, that's not sufficient in itself. And then you have another, the middle tier, which is focused more on general reading comprehension, general writing strategies and things like that. And again, there's things that an English teacher will do that's going to help kids generic reading and writing. For example, where kids are learning about commonly used words that are used, everyday language and so on, getting richer and richer. However, and for mathematics teachers, the most interesting part of the model is the very top tier. That's thinner and smaller, and it's at the top. And that's what we have in secondary schools, where by the time kids get to secondary school, the language demands of different subjects have got more and more specialised, so it's narrower, and that means that you've got some highly technical mathematics language, you've got texts that are specific to maths, unlike anything that's going to be taught in other subjects. And in that case, you're right. I think to teach vocabulary such as lowest common denominator, to teach a text type like how to read a word problem, that's not going to be taught anywhere else except in mathematics because it's too specialised.
So we've got a job to do.
You've got a job to do.
So could we just simplify the language? Would that work?
Yeah, and that's a step that teachers often want to do when confronted with resources, texts, problems that are beyond the kids' current level. There's a few things about simplification that I think we have to be really careful of. A lot of you will be familiar with the one of those most important education ideas, Vygotsky's zone of proximal development. And put simply, it's that idea that we all learn best when the challenge of the text and the task that we're learning about is slightly above our independent level. Obviously, one risk of simplification is that everything comes down to our existing level, so it never has sufficient challenge. That doesn't mean that every kid in the class should be necessarily reading the same level, language level of word problem. So it would be appropriate for some to have a more accessible format, but you'd still want it to be most of the time slightly above where they currently are and getting that support.
So you're talking about teachers actually having to be aware of where their kids are at. That's quite hard.
That's very hard, and mathematics teachers will be very effective at knowing where the kids are at. Mathematics to do with the language of mathematics. It's not saying that you have a set of set literacy activities that you do that becomes a curriculum. To me, it's about inquiry for teachers to be able to recognise when kids are having particular difficulties in mathematics and saying maybe one of the reasons why the kids are having that difficulty in mathematics is the language aspects of mathematics rather than the mathematics.
Yep.
Now they know the mathematics language and they know how to put appropriate instruction in place to meet the diverse needs of their classes. What I suggest is that part of the arsenal of being a mathematics teacher is to do with the language of mathematics.